Hey everybody, how's it going? This is the Doogman guy coming at you with a video on tier lists here in Elden Ring, Nightreign. Specifically, we're just thinking about multiplayer, how these characters complement each other, what makes a good comp, and how they are as a team, how the characters will complement one another. Um, I think Elden Ring Nightreign is a game about TTK, which is time to kill. So your ideal setup, I think, is one where you can burn through the map quickly, dealing lots of damage and not dying. Um, so at 200 hours, I think I have some qualification to make a tier list video at this point, so I hope that um, you find this useful. So let's get into it. Just going to go over here to the character selection, talk about these characters. So in order, here's Wilder. Wilder is a great character. He's an A tier character. He's got a great kit. Specifically, if you get his character skill, which has a follow-up attack on the relic, that's pretty strong. His ultimate is solid. He's decent at reviving if your team does go down. And he can cheat death a single time, which is refreshed at every grace point that you go to. So pretty much every boss you have a cheat death, get out of jail free card. Um, this character works really well with Duchess, with anybody really. He just does pretty good damage. His TTK is alright. I think at most he'll be doing around, when he's buffed his sword with fire damage or whatnot, 70 to 80 damage a hit off his starter weapon, which is pretty darn good. That's compared to, say, Guardian, who hits maybe at a max 70 if you're tuned up with holy damage and or some kind of buff. Um, um, I'd say Wilder is an all-around ace of all cards. He's got mobility, he's got stagger, he's got damage, so he's great to have on your team. Um, if you want a team that staggers, then that's just like going for crits and such. The Guardian can stagger, um, especially his guard ability, which allows him to reflect some damage. That will kind of micro stagger the enemy most of the time. Um, Especially, I'm thinking of the Banished Knights. This character excels against um, that enemy. Um, and with the halberd, he's dealing some stagger, some good. He's got some punch, but not a lot of damage. This character, I think, is almost the worst character when it comes to team composition, just because his DPS is so low. Um, but he's a very fun character to play, and if you're to tech for anything with the relics, I would say definitely go for the ultimate, which allows you to heal. That's free heals for you and your team. It's great to have. And of course the guard, reflect damage with the guard. Whirlwind's pretty great too for crowd control, but that's about it. He's in the C tier, just because of his damage output when it comes to the rest of the cast being so low. Iron Eye, I think, is a B character. I say this knowing that he's great, knowing that he does a lot with marking, Single shot is great for rezzing and for just staggering the enemy when you want to interrupt. So tactical plays will be made with this character, but marking, I think, is the main thing that he does, and he does very well. In terms of what you're going to kit your relics for, there's really nothing great, um, in my opinion. Poison shot is alright. Having two character skills is alright, or having a longer character marking, it's alright. But he excels in sustained damage. He excels at reviving, and will make some good set plays with his ultimate shot. But that's really about it. I would say he's in the higher B tier, um, and he works really well if you've got other characters that are doing lots of damage. Um, he works well with the TTK mindset because of marking. So you'll want him on your team. Definitely a good pick. Duchess, I think, is, I had her on a B, but I put her up to A. Not on the Wilder scale. She's a bit below Wilder on the A tier. But she can do a lot with restage. If you're going to kit anything, make sure that you get cooldown for restage, because you want to use this as often as possible. It will stagger, it will deal lots of damage. When you see the health bar going down, just pop this and it'll go down even more. Um, and her dodge is so strong. It makes you kind of lazy at the game if you play other characters, especially Guardian's dodge. You have to be very conscious about when to dodge with Guardian, but with Duchess here, you can dodge all day, and in a lot of cases, solo bosses when your team is all down. Very strong character. Um, she does well with magic, so getting a good staff is always great. Making sure you're buffing your dagger. I always keep the starting weapon and level it, because the dealing magic damage and upping her magic attack is just a great way to go. This character is an A. You want her on your team. Her TTK is insane. She's great. The invisibility is slept on, I think. I think it is a lot more useful than people say. I think that if you want to reset aggro, if you want to do anything to make the situation less intense, then just pop this and pop her ultimate, and the mobs will suddenly stop attacking and back off more. Um, Very useful character. Raider, definitely strong. Fighter's Resolve, you want it teched on cooldown for your relics, because, for Retaliate, because he's just pummeling through anything that even a very tough boss is pulling out. Insane iframes. Um, have a whole team of Raider. That's a comp that you can do, and you will perma stagger everything. You will have characters who just trading their iframes for every huge hit that a boss is making. He's got a good dodge. Um, this character is busted. Totem Stella is alright, gets in the way if you're a ranged character, but this is an A character, A tier character. I would put him above Wilder, because of Wilder lacks the iframes that Raider has just with Retaliate and his skill. And his stagger is even better than Wilder's. His damage can be better than Wilder's. Um, he's just kind of slow to wind up his attacks and whatnot. But Revenant, I think, is really slept on. I think Revenant is arguably the best character in the game. Um, they can do everything. They can stun. They can draw aggro. I say they because, I mean, really, you have your summons as well. Your summons are doing aggro work for you. Um, they're rezzing players. Her ultimate's very good when you have it teched for the Ghost Flame. Um, you can tech her um, necromancy skill, which is necromancy ability, which is strong. And FP is the only weakness in this character, and people complaining about that, but I think if you just strap on a heavy weapon, then you're staggering along with. If you keep a heavy weapon, then you're staggering with the additional stagger that that your summons are doing. Um, it's just on their own. This is a great pick. Um, Great survivability with ultimate art, the Eternal March, the Immortal March. This is an S tier character, in my opinion. I think this is a very strong character. Um, she's squishy, but if you know your matches, then you're doing well with this character. Um, the Recluse is very powerful end game. I think out of all the cast, this is the one character that is just busted by the end of at the end of day 3 or on day 3. So much potential if you get the right staves, the right spells, and you'll be doing plenty of damage. You'll be melting through the map with her on your team. Um, Only problem is her res. I mean, you don't really want to think about, okay, I have to res, because if you're resing, then your team is failing in some aspect. So having to um, res is, if you have to res, then this character is kind of not going to excel at that. Unless, of course, you put on a great weapon like a dagger for her or something, or just I can't think of the spell. There's a spell that will. I don't really play Recluse that much, and I'm not quite familiar with all the spells, but I mean, I think Recluse is in the A tier as well. She's not quite as busted as Raider. She's not all around as Wilder. Her TTK will lack a little because she's collecting magic in addition to doing damage. Um, Recluse, great to have on your team, will help you melt through the map. And on to the last character, Executor. Executor has a lot of potential, but this character is a B tier. The ultimate art, kind of suffers. I mean, it's another health pool that can basically heal you if you keep it above a certain amount, and unfortunately, you will go down if you use um, his ultimate art at the wrong time. It's not a panic button. It's more of a tactical button to get your health back, and that's about it. Cursed Sword is also very situational because you want to be dealing damage that this character excels at with bleed proccing, frost proccing. If you have rot or poison, you want all of that proccing. So that's work with your katanas, and Cursed Sword is very situational. In terms of team comps, just to mention, having Duchess paired with Recluse with Iron Eyes Mark, this is a strong team that will melt through the map quickly. Revenant Raider, and I think Executor on that team is pretty strong. You'll be melting through the map as well. There's a few more theory crafting that I have been going that's been going on in my brain. But yeah, or you could go to town with 3 raiders on your team. That's totally viable if you want to do that, and have them all dressed in the Catalina armor, um, jumping around, and yeah, having a good time. Anyway, that's my tier list video, and hope that it finds you well. Hope that it finds you that you find it useful. All right, over and out.